With Italian, Indian and Chinese dishes making up the bulk of ready meals sold here in the UK, the popularity of garlic has soared. It's one of my favourite ingredients, but there's far more to garlic than the white bulbs we just chuck into our weekly shop. Mark Botwright runs Southwest Garlic Farm in Dorset. He started out as a sheep farmer, and then an unusual gift changed his life.
I've been growing garlic down here now for nearly 17 years. Started, back along when my wife Wendy bought me 3 bulbs for a birthday present, and they grew so well, I decided that I'd keep growing them, really. Very quickly, we had hundreds and then thousands, and to where we are now, really, where we've got 10 acres with about 900,000 bulbs growing this year.
Mark grows a number of different types of garlic on his farm, but today he's picking the variety that his wife Wendy first gave him.
This is elephant garlic that we're harvesting today. They're absolutely amazing baked. They crisp up and caramelise. They're not as strong as regular garlic. They give you a nice earthy garlic flavour. They kind of retail out at about £2.50 each, but compared to a normal bulb of garlic, you're looking at something there that's about 6 to 7 times the size of a normal bulb.
Once picked, the garlic goes into one of the farm's many polytunnels for the next stage.
What we're doing now is laying the elephant garlic out on the bench to start its drying process. This takes between 4 and 6 weeks, depending on the weather conditions. Elephant garlic is one of our top sellers. Goes really, really well. People like it because it's a bit different. There's people even eat it that don't actually like true garlic. It just hasn't got that harshness, the real garlic kick that you get.
Different types of garlic ripen at slightly different times of the year.
So far, we've harvested 4 different varieties over the past couple of weeks. This is called Violet Spring. I'd say that's kind of like an everyday kind of garlic. This is Iberian. It's got lovely, lovely, mild, rounded flavour to it. Really, really nice. Excellent for eating raw, like put onto tomato salad or something like that. This is a Turkish variety that I picked up on my travels a few years ago. Really quite a hot little garlic for the size of it.
He's doing a great job with his garlic bulbs. But Mark's also got something going on in his garden shed that's strictly top secret. He's discovered a winning formula to make the rare delicacy black garlic.
It's taken me over 2 years to work out the process. Black garlic is fermented for 40 days under controlled heat and humidity. The amino acids and the waters and the sugars within the bulb react with each other and turn the inside of the cloves jet black. Well, first of all, it's just so soft. A lot of the top chefs are making foams, purees, and I'll show you how easy it is to make it into a paste. It's got a flavour of a sweet balsamic vinegar, smoked licorice, smoked cardamom. It doesn't taste anything like normal garlic at all, and it's one of our top sellers. But actually, it is our top seller.
Another speciality that chefs come to Mark for is scape, something he only discovered a few years ago.
This is an elephant garlic plant. At this time of year, they produce a stalk here, which is called a scape. We remove the scape to put energy back into the bulb of the plant to aid in its swelling and producing nice big strong garlics. Up to 2 or 3 years ago, that would have just been thrown on the floor just as a byproduct. It wasn't even used at all. And just chatting to a really good chef friend of mine, he told me that you could eat them, which was amazing. And now we have another product.
Since Mark's discovered that scapes are edible, he's been experimenting in the kitchen with different ways to use them.
You take the scape and literally split it up the middle. So all of this is totally edible, but you get the absolute beauty of it. You can steam it, pan fry it, anything like you would do with asparagus. It's really cool, and it looks amazing on the plate.
It's truly inspiring that this successful family business grew from only 3 little garlic bulbs.
These are being bunched up into bundles of 250 grams, and they're going to be picked up by a courier company, and they're off to London and Bristol, where they're going to be cooked by top chefs, and they'll be served tomorrow night, which will be fantastic.
It's great to see a farmer who's as passionate about his produce as I am about cooking it. So I've invited Mark along today to cook him a ready meal classic using some of his homegrown crop. Well, this is a fantastic selection of garlic that you brought along here. So what are the main different ones that we've got in here? I'm assuming this is the elephant one.
Yep, that's the elephant garlic, yep. That's the biggest you'll ever get grown in the UK.
Right.
Initially comes from Russia.
And what else have we got then? What's this one?
That's Morado.
Right.
That's really, really hot. That originally came from southern Spain.
What do you mean hot? I mean spicy hot.
Spicy, but like, nearly in the realms of like a chilli.
Yeah.
That one will actually make your tongue bleed if you actually put it on your tongue.
Leave that one alone then. Oh, okay.
You can see also we leave the roots on. The least damage you can actually do to the bulb, the longer shelf life the bulb will actually have. And also keeping them on the windowsill in the daylight is really, really important. If you put them in the fridge and try to store them like that, it's putting them into their dormant state and they'll sprout straight away.
So when you keep storing these at home, windowsill?
Yep, kitchen windowsill.
Now, I thought I'd do a great dish with this, but hark back to the 1970s, because all the best things were invented in the 1970s. Including this, the Chicken Kiev. Back in 1979, it was successfully launched as the UK's very first chilled ready meal, and it's still just as popular now. The enticing combination of garlic butter and tender cooked chicken, all encased in a crispy breadcrumb shell, is a timeless classic. Should I use something like that?
I wouldn't. I'd go for an Iberian.
I'll use this one then.
Go for it.
This, and we're just going to basically make this quite simply, really, because first of all we need to make the butter itself. I'll start by dicing up a few cloves of garlic, then chop up some parsley before adding a modest dose of butter. Mixing well. How do people grow garlic at home? Because it's kind of a hit and miss affair, really. I've tried it in my garden. It's some degree of success, some not.
It is.
So people at home, you would take this.
You could, but
you could do it with it.
You could, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Basically, what happens is if you was to take a garlic from Scotland or in Spain and then grow it here,
yeah,
initially it would not like that climate change. So the first year they probably would grow deformed. Like you just said, you get really bad results. You might get a solo bulb or something that looks deformed and bursts out of its skin. But if you then keep those closed back, dry them and replant them, then they kind of come zone friendly.
That's what I was like when I moved from Yorkshire to Hampshire. I was too hot. That's what it was. It's too hot down here. Garlic butter freezes well, so don't be afraid to make more than you need. When it's mixed, pop it into some cling film and bung it in the fridge. I'm using a batch I prepared earlier. Take 2 skinned supremes of chicken breast and make an incision. Insert the hardened garlic butter into the pocket. I've just got this sort of nice lump in the centre. And now for the Kiev coating. Using a couple of beaten eggs, some plain flour and breadcrumbs, we can get on with sealing our chicken. Now, you said you started it with just 3 bulbs of garlic. Was that true? You just had basically...
That is a fact, completely, right. Yep. So from the 3, each one has 6 of these inside, on an average kind of thing. Yeah. So we were kind of up to kind of 18 straight away for the next year. Right. And then I kept doing it for 5 or 6 years, 7, 8 years, and it got a bit of a joke, and everyone was going, "You're mad, what are you doing?" And we had a big vegetable patch over a quarter of an acre, and there was about 5,500, 6,000 bulbs just of elephant garlic.
And where were you selling this to? Because
I wasn't.
You weren't?
I wasn't. I was doing it because it just looked really cool in the garden.
Right. To make sure the garlic butter doesn't leak out, coat the chicken with flour and eggs twice before the breadcrumbs. Cook these in a deep fat fryer for about 8 to 10 minutes at 150 degrees centigrade. This should make sure the chicken is cooked and golden brown. While they're cooking, I'll just do a simple little sort of bean ragu with garlic as well. Quickly saute some runner beans, peas, spring onions, some of Mark's garlic, broad beans and parsley with a knob of butter. You've got a wonderful little sauce to go with it. I'm intrigued by Mark's scapes, so he's brought some along for me to try.
What do you reckon on the flavour of those?
It's not garlicky though, is it?
Really?
No.
Not at all.
So it's got asparagus sort of texture.
Yeah, exactly.
But really nice. 8 minutes up and our Kievs are fried to perfection. I'm chucking Mark's scapes into the ragu to warm them through. Both ex-farmers, you see. Stick it in there, on there, and then you can dive in.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a great big garlicky explosion out of the middle.
Yeah, we've got one.
Yeah,
Yes, you see.
Look at that. I should imagine it's going to be pretty good.
You good?
I like the chicken with the bone on. That's really nice.
It's nice, isn't it? Just a nice little touch. You just charge an extra £5 for that in the restaurant. It's like all the best things were born in the 70s.
For sure. Not like you, though.
I was born in the 70s. Yeah. Cheeky beggar. The years might not have been kind to me, but these homemade chicken Kievs taste every bit as good as their pioneering cousins from the 1970s.